All right, here we go. We are now in Champions League for the second time.
All right. I wonder what we're going to see.
You know what I'm hoping to see? I'm hoping to see J4. You know why? Because I played J4 in ARAM before we did this tonight, and it was really, really fun. And he's a beast. And even though we were 4v5 in an ARAM versus a whole bunch of AD carries, they could not beat us because I just got so tanky. There's nothing they could do. So
No one went the Avarice Blade Frozen Mallet tank AD carry build then?
no, they definitely did not.
That was Impaler. That's the item I was thinking of.
I think actually I did hear that the Varus had my team had a frozen heart, had a frozen mallet, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't notice. I was too busy trying not to die. But yeah.
Fortunately, we've recently talked about Frozen Mallet, and how it's not a good gold efficiency item.
No.
Talon, Cassidy, Thresh, Evelyn. Didn't we have a Thresh? Yeah.
Last time, yeah, but they
Yeah.
banned it out this time around.
Oh, okay, so it's just
You got new
team
picks, yeah.
Okay.
Just do new picks.
I thought it was going to be the same team compositions.
Nah.
Oh, that's all right. I love talking about team compositions. I'm happy for this to happen. Yasuo ban. Why not ban Tarek?
Smart move. Yeah, ban Tarek. Do us a favor.
The final ban is Maokai.
Okay. I'm not sold as Malachi as a ban. I mean, he is good. He's better than what he was. He's probably so Spook's jungler for immunity. He put out a tier list, and he said that Evelyn's kind of moved to the mid tier kind of jungle picks now. So yeah, Malachi. He's moved to the mid tier jungle picks. So actually, I don't think it was even that. I think he put him in the low picks. He said he's better than what he was, but it's still not good. I
was saying this when before that Maokai is being picked up as a top laner due to the percentile damage that he has.
Yep.
First pick going to Twisted Fate, is it?
No surprises there.
Nope, no surprises there at all. I wonder if we'll see a Syndra counter pick. Or whether we're going to see something really cool like, oh, hello, Diana Instalock. That's an interesting choice. I'm a big fan of Diana, not in terms of her competitive tier list spot or anything, but just the way that she plays, I love. Whenever I get her in an ARAM, man, I just love that stuff. Buy a Zhonya's. That is your tip for the day. Buy a Zhonya's.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Lol's a lot hovering over Braum here. We have spoken many, many times about the strength of Braum.
I just realized that one of the advantages of taking Braum up against a Twisted Fate would be when he comes to gank, you can use your shield to block the stun.
You can also use your ultimate to knock him up, because he comes in on a fixed position.
Yeah, it's true, but timing that would be quite difficult.
Oh, gee, what is going on? The timer was at 0 and he changed champions like 3 times.
Got some
That
skills
was
there.
really strange. So Jinx, we've got the forever solemn Diana who doesn't get excited about anything, and the champion that is the most excited in the game.
Who's now more excitable due to the change
Yes.
in patch 4.13, where she'll get excited off inhibitors, which is a very, very good move.
Absolutely. Oh, Teemo. Oh, come on.
God no.
Oh, I
Fuzzy
love
little
it.
freak.
I love it because of the reaction that it gives you and the reaction that
Yeah.
it gives me. Also, there's a lot of
Having said that, I am not opposed at all to the new champion, who is also cute and fuzzy and will be in top lane, and he is adorable in a way that Teemo is not. So, what a boss. Oh. He boops on people's heads, he just goes, boop, he jumps on their head. Have you seen that yet?
I haven't. I've got a whole bunch of...
Oh my gosh, you need to see it. He jumps on people's heads and it's the cutest. And when he throws, he's like he throws a boomerang and it makes this cute little noise. It reminds me of like SNES games, like where he basically looks like a character which you would have got in like a 16-bit kind of platformer where they had prehistoric characters like that. And when he throws his boomerang, it makes the cutest noise. So cute. Overload of cute. Where Teemo is a big fuzzy bastard and I hate him. Nah, he's in my heart.
We've got Nunu and Caitlyn locked in. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be a support Nunu or a jungle Nunu. I would suspect that they're doing the old Type A Assassins, bot lane attack speed buff Nunu style thing here. Even though Nunu is mostly seen in the jungle these days. He can be pulled out for support on some occasions, but we'll see how that goes. Against the Jinx, probably a good call. Well, we got Janna being locked in on. Wow, that's Armagon on Janna. We'll see whether he's. I think that's got to be a support Janna, unless Diana's doing the whole. No. Diana's going to have to be mid because they've locked in on Elise.
Yep.
And Elise is the jungler, so.
Well, Janna's actually, she just again got buffed in 413. Her passive now has a bigger radius, and there was another thing in 413 for her that benefited her. I think it was where was it?
The range on Tailwind has increased. The knock up on her Howling Gale now lasts longer the longer you channel it.
Yeah, that's right. So I know the cooldown begins when the cooldown begins now when you start your Howling Gale, and the maximum knockup range, the maximum knockup time is now 1.25 seconds instead of 1. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty good stuff for her. Especially with Jinx, that's going to enable a lot of mobility. I mean, the thing about Janna is that she doesn't even need boots. I mean, once you start upgrading her E, I think it is, basically you can have tier 1 boots, you don't need to buy tier 2 boots, and she moves around quicker than anybody.
Now, we've got Braum and Wukong. Now, I've expressed my dislike for Wukong in anything other than a Yasuo comp before. We're going to see it again. I think this is very much going to be a kind of, I like jungle Wukong, because... Well, hang on, no. That's got to be a top lane Wukong. Because we've got hang on, no, Victor Pradley's in this game. Who knows what we're doing? We've got Braum. This is my predictions for where they'd go based on team composition history. We should have Braum as support, Nunu in the jungle, Wukong in the top lane.
Well, it's all locked in, so you can talk about picks. You can talk about summoners now.
I'm just waiting for champion swaps to come in.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, that's right.
Because at the moment, Victor Pradley, the person who locked in Tarek for top lane, has teleport on Braum, which that's going to be a sad day for anybody. Wukong in the jungle. Again, we were talking about the vulnerabilities of Mumu in the early game jungle. Like, he has that like ×4. Oh my goodness, I just realized that they locked in Poppy.
Yes.
I'm just like, I will gaze my eyes over at the purple team very shortly.
Worth pointing out that Spooks, again, going back to the immunity jungler, he said that Nunu's actually top tier jungler. So he put him up there with the top tier jungler. So that is interesting.
With an asterisk next to his name. I would say that he's a really good jungler in certain team compositions. And he's very good as a counter pick, but at the moment they've just nerfed the hell out of Elise, so we'll see what standing that puts them on, but Nunu still doesn't offer a lot that other junglers do. Like, I'd actually like to see this tier list that you're talking about, so I can see where he's put people, but like Vi, for example, or Maokai, they have, I want to see... The jungle clears aren't as safe as Nunu, but they're both a lot better than Wukong in that regard. Like, just talking about this team. Like, Nunu is amazing at counter jungling. He'll walk in, he'll steal your buff, he'll throw a snowball at you, and he'll get out. He probably won't even spend any mana while he's in there. Like, he's very, very, very good at that. He's very good at zoning the dragon and all that sort of stuff. So as a jungler, Like if you were going to be just looking at junglers in their own right, he is amazing. But if you've got the ability to like a Vi knock up or a Nocturne ultimate, there's like so many different things that are available in the jungle that you have access to. The Poppy, I'm really looking forward to this. Now that the delay has begun, we know that there's no swaps coming in.
Yeah.
We've got teleport on Poppy. The best Poppy I've ever seen was barrier heal top lane Poppy. You should just not kill that Poppy. Second she got low, she'd barrier and then heal. And just the passive damage reduction from being on low health would just make those two summoner spells so much more powerful than they are normally. So it was really good.
Well, I mean, essentially, one of the things you don't have Poppy do is free farm, and she's going to free farm this game because Braum's not a threat. So
yeah, what's Braum going to do?
Well, yeah, I mean, he could, like, when his passive did, like, a lot of damage, you could say, okay, yeah, he gets his 4 attacks, he gets the stun, he does the damage, but really, I mean, it's not likely he's really going to be able to do anything to her, and, you know, she's basically going to get free farm, she gets a Triforce, she gets tanky, and becomes unkillable, and a giant pain in the butt as well, so, you know, that's the way these things go. All right, well, let's, we've kind of done the spiel, so I don't want to do it again, but I guess we kind of have to.
Well, you could just put on the adorable video just on loop if you like while we wait.
Yeah.
I want to have a look at the general team compositions again, like the attack speed Nunu buff for Caitlyn and Twisted Fate. That's going to work out, absolutely. Poppy doesn't really synergize with anyone. It's quite good with an Orianna ball, but you know, so are a lot of champions that don't have the laning weaknesses. Poppy is gonna be fine against Braum. Like, I don't even know what to build on a Braum in the top lane. Like, is this another Iceborne Gauntlet kind of lockdown tank, or what? You know, what's he gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, maybe he's just gonna go absolutely just ridiculous and build the Blade of the Ruin King and just try and damage the Poppy. That's not gonna work. My loading screen's not coming up. That's interesting. Have you got splash arts and everything on the stream?
Yep, sure do.
I do not. Alright, well, do you want to take me through some of the skins that are on the screen while I can't see anything?
So we've got Lollapoppy. We've got Death Blossom release.
Yes, Lollapoppy!
Such an evil skin. So evil. Well, the splash art is evil. Lunar Goddess Diana. We've got Dragon Slayer Braum. And Underworld Twisted Fate. And Safari Caitlyn. So, yeah, I mean, just thinking about the synergy, I mean, really, in some ways, the purple team is almost like you could do a pick kind of approach where, you know, Janna isolates a target using her Monsoon, and then, you know, Poppy sort of nails them against the wall, at least stuns, Diana jumps on them. There's a lot of dive in this team, with also a fair bit of appeal with Janna. Like, she has the ability to just hit the oh shit button, heal everybody up, push everybody back. I mean, especially it's going to be quite risky for someone like a Twisted Fate in a team fight situation because, you know, he comes in behind, for example. Everybody jumps in, and then Janna knocks everybody away, and then Twisted Fate's all on his own, where Poppy can hit him, Diana can dive him, Elise can stun him, all this sort of stuff. So, you know, there's a fair bit of danger for blue team in that regard. I guess the sort of the opposite is if Braum can get in there, knock everybody up. Nunu could say flash in, ult, hit everybody with the ult, or you know, Wukong could knock them all out. Like if they group up too much, then the blue team could just blow up the whole team. You know, just lock them all down with CC. I guess there's a bit of a question of whether how much damage Twisted Fate can do and Caitlyn can do, because they're not, you know, they don't synergize that well with, say, a huge AoE comp. It's not like an Orianna. Like if you had Orianna mid, you just then wreck them all with with the shockwave. Or something like a Vayne who can just
we've got some
proceed to
invade stuff going on. What's interesting
Yeah,
is no one's thrown down their ward yet.
Well, we've got one near the bottom of the red buff.
Yeah, but that's it. Like that placement is really good in the laning phase, but during the invade phase, you don't want to chuck it there because that gives.
So blue team has just seen everybody walking, and here they all come around. They're in deep trouble.
Oh, the goal card on
and
one knock up from Janna is going to say, oh no, Janna tried to take an early turn. That's going to be very good for Scrub Phoenix's morale. Getting first blood. I wonder if he's going to recall and try and run in with the minions, or
no, they're going for a counter invade.
Opting to take the blue buff away from this jungle Elise. It's Elise is pretty safe. They're trying to contend this. Elise should be running straight towards her
the enemy blue
red buff, her red buff, and then the blue buff.
Oh, but it's gonna get caught out here. Yep. See you later, Elise.
Oh, that's really bad. Elise really struggles if she doesn't have those levels. A lot of her damage comes from the base damage on her spells, and if she's a level or two behind, it's really clear that it's a huge dent to her ability to kill people. So, what are we like? 2.5 minutes in, and Elise has not got a single camp yet, and against a Nunu, that's going to be so hard to stay in the game, and Elise is meant to be known for her strong early game, so I think the choice to try and defend the blue buff was a folly. It was a bit of a miscall.
And I mean, that's the thing, like, without the communication at low levels, it's hard to say, okay, everybody back up, let's go straight to their blue, or, you know, I mean, that's probably the soundest way to go about things, is just to don't worry about your own, go get theirs, and then it's just an equal trade.
Yeah. I think they split up a bit too. Like, if you're gonna go 5-man into the enemy blue buff, you should all go the same way.
Someone's gonna go down at top. Oh no, he just barely survives.
Who was that, Braum?
Braum, yeah, sorry, Braum. So, I mean, what we just saw there was essentially what, if it wasn't for the fact that was a great knock up. You know, the bot lane, got the damage. No, but Caitlyn's gonna get the tower shots. Oh no! Wow, that was really well played by Blue.
Well, my client crashed again, so feel free to talk us through what happened.
Okay, so essentially, Caitlyn and Nunu managed to get around. Elise is coming to gank, and it's quite possible she's going to get a kill on. There we go, got a kill on Caitlyn. So that's going to help her get back into the game a little bit. Where's she at now? She's level 2. I need to change the things. So I'm just changing the icons for. So Elise is now level 3. She's hit level 3, and Wukong is just level 3 as well. So, you know, he's having to go back though, which is interesting. So that kill has really allowed Elise to get back into the game, and really it was because that probably Blue Team were a bit too slow to get away. They probably should have moved a bit quicker. Elise coming with a brilliant stun against Twisted Fate, forcing the flash. Interestingly, Braum has managed to keep up with farm with Poppy so far. So that's
Poppy's not known for being a great farmer. Quite the contrary.
True.
Poppy's one of the worst champions to try and last hit with, just due to like all the laning reasons as normal. So. And Braum would probably be very similar. They're actually very similar champions in terms of like how they lane against each other. So yeah, no, I think that lane will go pretty much boring. It'll be just be boring. If someone ganks or like a Twisted Fate goes top or something like that, you know, we could probably see some stuff. But yeah.
Bottom lane, blue side bottom lane, the Nunu Caitlyn combination, perfectly using their range in the case of Caitlyn and their abilities in the case of Nunu to bully out. What's her name? Jinx. So that's a really good play.
Yeah, well, that's how that's gonna go. Like, Jinx really does thrive on early aggression, but if she's not able to do that, then she's gonna be on the back foot for a lot. Um, Not sure where she's gonna go build wise, but probably multiple door runs wouldn't be out of the question.
Nunu with the troll laugh there. Now, just to go back to this top lane, if you look at the CS difference, now Poppy's opened up a 20 CS lead over Braum. So that's going to be a real problem, as we saw in the last game. Having a CS disadvantage is a huge issue. Braum misses the Winter's Bite, so they still managed to get the stun off. So you've got the slow. It's going to be very hard for them to get Poppy. He's going to have to dive. Poppy's flash. Ooh. That was very close, but Braum nearly took the tower aggro. Wukong's gone in. He's going to find it a lot harder to kill Poppy under tower than he thinks. Poppy's still alive. Wukong dies. There you go. That's Poppy for you. So well played by Poppy there. Don't dive
by playing Poppy.
Yeah, no, that's it. Don't dive Poppy under towers. It's really bad. She's really good at surviving.
I don't mean to harp on the Wukong hate train, but Wukong is probably the worst person to try and dive under tower with, because one of Wukong's big advantages is that he can go invisible and leave a fake version of himself there, or pretend that he has done that, in fact.
Yeah.
However, under tower, it is quite clear that there are two of you.
Yeah. Nunu trolling. So I guess the question is, what sorts of things? In the bottle lane, we've got a situation where you're being heavily bullied by the other team. You're constantly being pushed to turret by their wave clear. You're constantly taking aggro from their support. Ooh, we've got to be taking some damage. What is the strategy of dealing with that? What should Janna and Jinx be looking to do to deal with this situation?
Well, Janna's main focus should really be on their purple side, right? My game's not loading properly. On the purple side, you want to ward the tri-brush, and then once you know that there's no one there, go through that tri-brush and ward the river brush over the wall where you know you're going to be safe. And you should just be trying to last hit under turret safely. And if they try and aggress on you, you want to back off. When the trades are happening, Janna's going to be doing the whole shield thing. They're going to get damage on the tower. They're probably going to take it if there's no outside intervention. Just try and protect the tower for as long as you can without putting yourself at risk.
Alright, so that was an excellent play by by blue team and by purple. So Braum coming in just on that last minion to try and sort of save the damage. But now we've got the counter engaged by purple. The blue are stuck in purple's team. And here we go, we're seeing you've got Poppy doing a lot of damage. You've got Elise doing a lot of damage. It's now 2 for 1, so purple's come out on top of that. But Elise is totally being caught out of position. That was a brilliant engage by TF. Allowing him to get she just overextended just that little bit. So, you got to be careful with these things, and that was very well timed by TF to come in right at the right time. Now, Steve, have you got your client online yet, or?
No, I've tried to retry like 4 times and load it back in. So.
Oh dear.
Yes, it is very much an oh dear moment.
Oh. Have you closed the client totally and restarted it?
That's next on the list as soon as this one loads.
All right.
My technical difficulties can wait. What's happening in the game?
Okay. So, it's 10 minutes in. Both teams should be looking to try and get a play on Dragon.
That's really, the purple team's chance to make up in that bot lane, because the blue team cannot leave the bottom tower without making it obvious that they're either recalling or going to do the dragon. And if they can get the positional advantage against them at the dragon, that is the opportunity for them to come back.
Well, in the case they just managed to pick off TF, which was a great play by Diana. I mean, really, this is proving to be quite challenging for TF to sort of withstand all the damage and the ults from Diana. So really, they just picked off TF. They should have considered taking Dragon, but they missed their opportunity. I mean, one of the things you got to be aware of when you're blue team is that not only you got Smite, but you've also got that was brilliant, good engage by Wukong there. You need to be careful of the consume, yeah. So that's something that's going to make it a bit harder. Having said that, there isn't much coordination on the part of blue team. So getting the Smite and the consume to line up at the same time is going to be a challenge.
Well, the thing about Nunu's consume is that he needs to be right next to the dragon, and that forces him to be in a particular situation. Also, just tanking the dragon in general, you need to. Nunu will be up there consuming whenever he can to keep his health up. Buffing Caitlyn's attack speed. So that forces two champions in particular to be within a certain range of the dragon. So you can use that to your positional advantage. Looks like my game has reloaded, but it's doing that whole lag thing. Got a couple of good wards here from people. We've got Diana has very defensive wards here on the dragon area, covering the purple team entrance and the Tribrush ward. So if purple team decide to go for dragon, Diana is going to know all about it, and she's I'm guessing that's how she got the kill on Twisted Fate. Hello?
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I'm noticing that the Jano has got this weird, the frost effect. When you move along, you got the frost trail. Jano's got that going on. I'm guessing it's a bug in the spectator client.
Oh, okay.
It's a bit weird.
Well, do you remember when we were watching that, we were spectating that game, and all of the minions had really wide particle effects? And
Yeah.
they all had mini Ezreal ults for their attacks.
Yeah, I had that the other day. It looked like it was like arcade. It's like arcade minions, which is quite funny.
Oh my goodness! I just looked. I'm finally back into the client. I'm looking at the farm totals. Diana is 66 to Twisted Fate's 39. At least on my screen. It might not be updated, but that's a massive, massive difference. And Caitlyn, 75 up on Jinx's 40. So the Braum lane's really no shocker to anyone. I mean, Poppy got her Sheen, so now she can last hit whenever the hell she wants.
So Diana just made a huge mistake there of going in when she should have just backed off, thinking that she could 2v1, didn't, and just been taken down by the...
By the...
by the... I have a problem with that. I should stop doing that. Getting to say complete sentences. Getting taken down by Caitlyn as well, using her ace in the hole. So that's that's something that you just need to be aware that sometimes you need to back off when you should. When you think you might be able to 2v1, well, it might actually be a 3v1. You're not quite certain. So
yeah, you're generally only 2v1 when you have no choice. When you're like, okay, I'm not going to get out of this alive, I might as well try and kill one of them. That's when you 2v1. Any other circumstances, you better be 11-3 or something, Yeah. You better be so fed that you know that you can kill them, because otherwise...
I was just saying we're going to teleport in here by Poppy, but I don't think it's going to be of too much good because there's no wards in the jungle. So I don't know why Poppy would do that. But I guess if they can, they can get some damage on the tower, the mid tower. That will probably help. Really, Braum's not going to be able to push the wave very quickly, so it's going to be a while before he can actually get close enough to the tower to really do some damage. And even then, he doesn't. It's not like he has a lot of damage to do in the first place.
What's interesting is that we don't have Azonia's Hourglass being built as the first item on Diana.
Yep.
They've completed the tier 2 boots, which is defendable in some cases. I'm not sure this is one of them. And a blasting move. So I'm not sure what Diana's building that into. The double Dorans might be just going for a spell pen and building that up into a void staff. But or it could be something a little bit more utility wise, like a what's the Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Because that is quite powerful on Diana.
Speaking of items, we've got a very interesting situation. Well, with Braum in the top lane, he's gone for 2 Doran shields, which really is quite a waste. The Doran shield passive doesn't stack at all, so you're not getting a whole lot of advantage out of having 2 Doran shields, as opposed to those who have got multiple Doran's rings or Doran's blades. So yeah, I mean that's an issue. I would have thought also that Poppy by now probably would have worked a bit harder towards the Trinity Force, but I got interrupted getting the Vamp Scepter. So that's gonna I mean it might be necessary. Like I think Poppy's been taking a lot of minion aggro when she's been going in on Braum. So that's, the lifesteal is going to help. But I'll probably, if you're going to go for rather than a Vampire Scepter, unless I guess you might end up going for a Bork, or you're going to get ganked here by TF. So, but it's the case is when can you actually kill the Poppy? And she does go down.
Poppy dies.
Poppy finally dies. Who would? Well, she wasn't under tower, so I guess that's the.
Keep an eye on Poppy's items now that she's back in the shop. What is Poppy picking up?
So she picked up the a Cutlass. So obviously building towards a Bork, which is probably not a bad item. And she's picked up a Ruby Crystal. So
the Ruby Crystal, that's obviously going to go into a Phage.
Yep.
It's an interesting choice. I think the Blade of the Ruin King path is definitely a defendable one, and the Trinity Force one is definitely a defendable one. I wouldn't split my gold evenly, though. If I was going to go for a Cutlass, and I had 400 gold left over, I would have gone for an attack speed dagger. If I already had a Sheen, and I had like 2,000 gold, I probably would have gone for just the straight up Phage. So probably could streamline the mid-game power spikes on Poppy's items there a bit better. The Sheen I definitely agree with getting early, because just the damage burst that you get from having a Sheen on Poppy, as we just saw there, is just incredible. Like, Poppy with a Sheen is always scary, no matter how far behind she can get. I thought my game lagged out there for a second, but it was just everyone waiting for Elise to come down from a rappel.
Yeah, no. So I mean, that was. I guess that sort of those engages were a bit on the scrappy side. Elise definitely. She ended up dying, so I guess that's what goes to say. Oh, we get a nice kick by Diana. She's probably going to get the kill because she's got the extra passive, but nice. So, yep, Jinx managed to get away. That's a very good kiting here by Diana and Janna, but looks like Jinx isn't going to get away in the end.
Yeah. Purple team should not be looking to fight right now. As I said, Poppy's mid-game power spike is just not there. But also, Caitlyn's finished her Infinity Edge, and Jinx has not. So they're going to be at a supreme disadvantage if it comes down to fighting. Also, Wukong's ult is pretty amazing at that kind of stuff.
Well, he did just use it, so I guess we'll. It's got a bit of time before that goes up again. But I think the main issue is that they're sort of going one at a time or two at a time into the rest of the team, rather than grouping up and then fighting as a whole. So, that's an issue. This Nunu is just so tanky though. But I think he might have overstayed his welcome a little bit.
Well, as we were saying in the team composition earlier, when they picked Twisted Fate Caitlyn Nunu, immediately my brain went, these guys are running a siege comp. But then you see the Braum and the Wukong, and you're like, okay, you guys are running an engage comp with those two picks, and I'm like, those don't synergize really with anyone. I mean, someone could argue that Braum synergizes well with Caitlyn because he's strong in lane, but he's being played in the top lane, so that's not even a relevant argument. my game's doing that freezing thing again.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
I've just got Wukong just kind of sleeping on a cloud.
Right.
Passive animation. It was quite entertaining. All right. So what are the sweepers and stuff looking like?
Yes, I was about to say. So, I mean, at this stage, if I was purple team, I'd be thinking we need more vision because right now they're being pushed hard. They've lost control of the map. They've starting to lose tier 2 towers. So really, they should be thinking about how they can get control back of their jungle, and then that allows them to get more, particularly get dragons because that's kind of where you need to be at to get back into this game. So they've only got one Oracle's lens. They really need more sweepers. On the other side, we've got lots of... I mean, everybody's using their totems, but they've only got one sweeper. It's not upgraded yet. So they'll be looking to pick up... upgrade that very shortly. And then, get some more sweepers again. So...
Looks like Poppy is keen to solo split push because Jinx came top to share in some farm and was abruptly met with a fallback ping. So, Nunu just found Elise in the jungle. They're dueling. I don't like Elise's chances here. Like, Elise is getting tanky enough, and Nunu's just being a smart aleck.
And at least wanting to do lots of damage to Nunu didn't notice that he was killing the ward that she was trying to protect. So
yeah,
at least missed her opportunity.
Just a fake teleporting coming in, and my game froze. All really
Where did
exciting.
he go?
Went towards the dragon.
Oh, he died. He died. He just went in the wrong spot. Oh, we got an Empire. Beautiful Empire. But it's not going to do much good. Oh, I think Caitlyn's going to go... Oh, nice block there by Janna. But yeah, you really need to be getting out. And Janna's going to die. Oh, double kill for Caitlyn. It's going to be quadra. Nice quadra kill there.
Now, did Nunu just get 4 assists? That's the question.
I think he probably did.
Was there an attack speed buff on Caitlyn?
I'm pretty sure that he would have got all 4 assists. And I mean, that's the issue with the Nunu at this stage of the game. He's tanky, he's got a Giant's Belt, he's got 2 Doran's rings, and he's got the Face of the Mountain. He got heaps of mana regen, and he's tanky as hell, and he's just going to walk around doing whatever he wants. So, I mean, usually... a Jinx doesn't really build Bork. I mean, that's the only thing that's really going to help you in this situation to deal with that Nunu. Because I mean, really, yeah. I mean, that's the main way you would deal with a more tanky champion. But I mean, switching to a Bork now probably not the best idea. You're not going to get as much value out of the attack speed as other champs just because you've already got a lot of inherent attack speed. So I guess you go for crits. Just working on getting lots of damage on the crits. But, I mean, Bloodthirst is not... You're not going to help you much with that, so finding the sort of damage you would have had previously is going to be a challenge. So, yeah, it's going to be a real issue. I mean, the main thing is to disrupt his Absolute Zero, that he can't do an Empire, he can't stand in the brush and land an Absolute Zero on everybody. So that's one of the difficulties for Janna, is you have to make sure you maintain, keep a hold of your Q so you can just doing whatever he wants. We've got Twisted Fate. Used his Destiny, but he didn't actually activate it. He didn't actually teleport anywhere. I don't know. I don't think. So
he just used it for vision then?
I think he might have. This Diana got very, very greedy, so she is gone. I mean, really, that's the sort of thing you need to be careful about when you're already behind, is not giving away easy kills by being greedy to get yourself back into the game.
Yeah, the desperation play, like, basically betting it all on a bluff is the closest analogy I can think of. Is like, all right, if we win this team fight, we're back in the game. Let's do it. Oh, we didn't win the team fight. That's a lot of money. So what's the ward coverage looking like, Karen?
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm guessing your client hasn't come back in yet?
No, I seem to be looking at a lot of loading screens today.
Okay. So, we've got Poppy's might get caught out here. So the ward coverage is pretty decent for blue. They've got the top side of the purple jungle covered. No one's got any wards on Baron, which is probably an issue. Dragon's up in a minute. Nobody's got any wards there either. So, yeah, I mean, that's at this stage, though, blue have really got the upper hand there. Like, no, what is it, 7,000 in front? Yeah, about 7,000 in front. And so then really not going to, you know, they'd have to throw pretty hard to get behind now. So, I have no idea what Braum is building. He's got a frozen, an Iceborne Gauntlet. He's got for Wit's End. Okay.
Well, he has 12 assists, so he's getting in the fights. Whatever he's. This is it about Victor Bradley. Victor Bradley seems to be able to play the game, but seems to put himself intentionally at a massive disadvantage before the game starts. So,
well, because of his 12 assists, he's now 400 ahead in gold compared to his lane opponent. So,
wow. And you know what? Poppy's still going to do a lot more.
Finally goes down.
Oh, my game just caught up. Double kill to Poppy?
Yep.
Is that what just happened on your screen? Excellent. All right, I'm back in the game.
Caitlyn looks like she's going to go down here.
Shutdown gold's going to go to Jinx. That's doom. Oh, I thought Dana was going to steal that.
So, yeah.
Call for Baron. Very good. Very good call.
Yeah.
They've got a sweeper. They've cleared the ward. They've started it up. Everyone's responding to the call. This is good news. Poppy is ignoring it. Bad move, Poppy. Go, Poppy.
They're all in their way. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, this is a good move. I mean, there's not really a chance of getting many towers from where they were because they were so far behind. Twisted Fate has got his ult, so he could try coming here, but he'd probably die as a result. He's using it just for vision. If he goes in now, I think he'd be pretty brave.
See, probably not a bad call to use the ult for Twisted Fate, but I would have used it earlier just to get the vision that they were on Baron and that they were doing it, because there's not a lot that they can do to stop it, but that would give Nunu the correct information required to know whether or not he can get in there and steal it, or that'd give him the correct information about they're all here, no one's a dragon, we can do that,
Or even just getting the Baron timer. I mean, even that alone would be helpful. I mean, I guess, they know exactly when they finished anyway because they saw them leaving, so I guess it's not. But having it actually on the timers page is quite useful. So, I mean, that's the issue. What we're seeing here, though, is that blue are getting the elastic sling back. Basically everybody's going back to buy, and so now they're able to sort of push up and push hard because they're on, everybody else is on the back foot.
And
Jana's about to get caught out in a big way here, I think. Yep, she is.
No, she had her ult, but she didn't use it. I think she thought she'd be able to get out of there. Oh, nice Zhonya's. Oh, that's beautiful.
Empire.
Was it the Nunu ult that you're calling the Empire? I have no idea.
Yeah, don't you know what Empire is?
No, I'm not familiar with
that. I'll show you the video later. Basically, so it's from a huge play that that Empire, when they were back, before they were Moscow 5, when they were Empire, they made it. It was Diamond did it, where he was standing in a brush and managed to catch everybody in a huge, big, an absolute zero when they weren't paying attention. It's and then Oddwood started doing it as well. Wow, it looks like it's all over here for Purple Team.
Yeah. That was nice. Well, it's what's interesting is that the Purple Team had Baron, but because Janna got picked off, because they really didn't have anyone.
Janna and Diana.
Oh, nice ultimate. It's not going to be enough to turn this fight around, but it was very nicely positioned.
It might be enough to. No, it's not going to be enough to save because they've got both towers and X's are gone.
Yeah.
And that was from the minions mainly. It's not because of Blue Team actually doing much damage to the towers.
No. They definitely had the map pressure required for for that successful push. I've seen pro teams not pull that off. I got to see a victory screen. I'm very happy.
Nice. All right.
Let's look at the stats after that. Poppy did get the Blade of the Ruin King and the Trinity Force by the end of that game, and I like this pickup: Boots of Swiftness, and with the upgrade of enhanced movement speed. So, oh no, that's Home Guard. That's Home Guard. Home Guard's still a great item, especially considering that they were losing.
And also they had teleport as well, which is can be pretty gnarly coming for teleport. Yeah.
I get it. Now, interesting that that Victor Pradley went into a game with solo top Braum and came out with a victory screen.
3-2-17, which is not shabby at all.
No, that's very, very good kill participation. The battle arena is all about us analyzing your play and saying where you can improve. And Victor Pradley is definitely in his champion selection. With that kind of kill participation, and his builds need a bit of work as well. But then again, what are you going to build on solo top Braum?
Well, probably
his positioning seems right. His plays seem right. It's just his champions are wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, Wits End is probably not a great buy for Braum because he's not doing that much auto attack. Really, you're auto attacking so you can proc the passive, his passive. So probably I'd just go straight tank. I'd be building Sunfire Cape. I'd be building Randuin's Omen against their teams. Spirit Visage because they got a lot of AP. Even Poppy does a fair bit of magic damage, I think. So basically that's the way I'd be going rather than Wits End, which doesn't really give you much, especially in a team that's got so much AD. I mean, Caitlyn really carried quite hard there. She had by far the most gold. So Wits End's not going to help you much with taking away the magic resistance. It's probably the main thing to keep in mind. But yeah, I guess solo. I mean, he was carried clearly, but it's low level, so I guess he can do anything. All right, let's set up for game